Overdrive today, we check out the India-bound Skoda Elroq, drive the luxurious new Mercedes-Benz EQS 580 and ride the updated TVS RR 310 on a racetrack. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soini Dutt. Is the 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQS 580 4MATIC SUV the best Mercedes electric vehicle you can buy in the country today? Well, let's dive into the design, the performance, as well as the various aspects of this SUV to find out why it might be the top pick for you from Mercedes' stable.
The opulent surroundings of the Falaknuma Palace set the perfect stage for us to start our test drive of the 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQS 580 SUV. The grandeur of this palace sitting atop the Hyderabad city, it very nicely mirrors the elevated experience and the luxury that Mercedes is aiming with their new flagship electric SUV. Let's take a look. The black panel grille, a signature of the Mercedes-Benz electric range, ties the family look together. The lines are sleek, and despite its SUV stature, it maintains the curvaceous flow of the EQS saloon, trading sharp edges for an aerodynamic silhouette. The design might be polarizing for those who have already formed an opinion about the EQS saloon, but the SUV's larger dimensions give it a more commanding presence, offering a visual heft that may win over those seeking something more substantial. There's a sense that it doesn't feel like an electric experiment anymore. It has all the bearings you need for a proper flagship. There's a lot of chrome on the vehicle without being too shouty, just reminding you that luxury doesn't have to be loud, it can still be shiny. And once inside, you'll immediately notice the massive screens on the dashboard inspired by the S-Class, and that instantly gives it that modern premium feel. And I can't help it, the connection with the Falaknuma Palace just doesn't stop. This cabin will instantly remind you of some of the royal chambers from this palace. The MBUX Hyperscreen sprawls across the dashboard in all its glory, much like the palace's sprawling courtyards. Except here, all your whims are catered to by pixels and processors and not by liveried butlers. And the beautiful use of leather, wood and these screens, it is a nice blend of traditional materials and a vision into the future. The cabin offers a serene experience, so you can enjoy your entertainment in absolute calm. There is a lot of sound deadening material inside the car, and even on the move, all that you hear is the hum of the electric motors. It isolates all the other sounds quite nicely. The EQS SUV, like its saloon sibling, is a showcase of tech. Everything from climate control to navigation is handled with the precision and the ease of a well-rehearsed palace orchestra. For the backseat VIPs, there are individual screens to control media, and the comfort will make you wonder if you ever need to drive yourself again. Much like the grand staircase at the Taj, the EQS SUV's cabin rises to meet your every expectation. There is an S in the name, which means that the rear seat occupants have to be pampered, and you get a massive panoramic sunroof, a nice airy experience, generous headroom, generous legroom and knee room as well, and 60-40 split seats which can be adjusted for recline as well as for reach. So as of now, the EQS SUV for India only comes in the 4MATIC variant, which means you get a dual motor setup. And together, these motors put out a healthy amount of power and torque. So healthy, in fact, that the car can go from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds, and silently at that. And that's the beauty of it. It's not only about the straight line speed, it's also about the refinement with which it does it. Electric vehicles often boast of their smooth power delivery, but the EQS SUV takes it to another level. It's akin to how Falaknuma's high-tea service arrives with precision and grace. smooth, poised, and with just the right amount of flair. With a real-world range of about 600 kilometers, which I think should be easily doable, you won't be looking for chargers every now and then it supports fast charging, and Mercedes-Benz has been proactively adding a lot of fast chargers throughout the country. So you should be good. Now the ARAI claimed figure is over 800 kilometers, but I'll take that with a pinch of salt, at least until I do a full-blown range test with this car. The Airmatic suspension does a commendable job of keeping you insulated from rough patches even on less than perfect roads. Whether cruising through the city or out on the open highway, the ride is buttery smooth, as if the SUV were riding on its own metaphorical red carpet. The EQS SUV is no corner carver, but it does have a nicely light steering setup, which you can obviously tighten with the different driving modes that you get. And then you also have the rear axle steering, which tightens the turning radius. So especially in narrow spaces or the kind of serpentine roads that we are driving on right outside the Falaknuma Palace, it definitely comes in handy. It makes the size of this enormous SUV shrink. It's a reminder that luxury doesn't always have to come at the expense of good driving dynamics. We are a country where luxury SUVs need to juggle everything from comfort, status, and even the chaotic traffic that our country has to offer, not to mention some of the poor road conditions. And I think the EQS SUV fits the bill perfectly. It's got a decent off-roading capability, which is perfect for our bad roads. It's luxurious, it looks quite good. It has all the appointments that you expect from a top-tier Mercedes-Benz, but with a greener footprint. So I think it ticks all the right boxes.
But we've also driven the uber luxurious Mercedes Maybach EQS 680 SUV. Now that's a story for next week's show, so do join us then. We'll take a very quick break here on the show, but coming up on the other side, we'll tell you all about the India-bound Skoda Elroq. Rohit has all the details after this very short break.